Welcome to Project You. This podcast explores how integrating changes into your day can produce the best in health, longevity, and performance. We've recruited experts from around the globe who unleash their wisdom to transform your world. Project You dives into how to live a fully optimized life and uncovers tools and techniques to unleash your maximum potential. You only get one shot at this life. So let's get started.
Hey, welcome back. Project You, episode 39. I'm your host, Dr. Mitchell Schwent, a board-certified physician, and this is the week of podcasts centered and clustered around the holiday season to help you get the most out of your body and maintain, hopefully, sanity and health. So in this very short episode, I'm going to share with you the snacking strategy for sleep. It's really challenging to avoid all those holiday temptations, lots of goodies and treats around the house, cocktail parties, Christmas parties, you know the drill. But many of us are really sleep deprived and sleep challenged, and sleep is just really the cornerstone of health. I've talked on this before, and I just want to drive the point home. And so if you're hungry at night before you go to bed, what snack is least likely to disrupt your sleep? And is there even such a thing? And should you even be snacking at night? Well, that goes beyond the purpose of this podcast, but I'm going to share with you the strategy that can help you potentially get a little better sleep at night, not only during the holiday season, but throughout the year. And it has to do just with the specific breakdown pattern of certain foods and what happens in the body when these foods break down. And so one of the issues I want to bring up is the smoking issue and sleep disruption. And I'm not harping on smoking cessation, although that's a critical thing. But what I want to share is that people who smoke have a significant sleep disruption. What happens is as the nicotine level plummets after the last cigarette smoked and they go to bed, it causes an increased arousal, which has the potential to disrupt sleep. The same phenomena happens when we eat, take a guess, carbohydrates. When we eat foods that have a high glycemic index, chips and cookies and all the yummy holiday treats that are usually floating around. I mean, I'm a total sucker for Chex Mix. I make a huge batch of Chex Mix every holiday season to give out to family and friends. And it literally takes me almost a full day to make the different varieties of Chex Mix that I like. I try to make a much higher content in nuts than the cereal and other things that go into it, but it's literally cocaine for the brain, but that's beside the point. The issue is when you eat carbohydrates at night before bed, the carbohydrates are broken down quickly in the body, and that sends a rush of glucose into the bloodstream. That satisfies our craving and makes us feel good. But as the glucose level drops, we feel horrible. Just think about when you've missed a meal or you didn't have time to eat because work was too hectic or you were traveling or you didn't want to eat the airport food, and how you felt a little cranky, a little irritable, a little bit tired, but not enough to go to sleep. Well, the same phenomena happens when we eat carbohydrates before bed. The body rapidly burns through this, generates some glucose and some heat and some metabolic byproducts, and as that is burned off, we tend to feel poorly, and it has the potential to wake us up in the middle of the night or the early morning hours. So a better option and a more satisfying option, realistically, is to have a protein-based snack or something that has a little bit higher fat content in it. You'll have to decide, what you like based on your dietary preferences. I'm a plant-based chef. I've gone through some professional training in that regard, and so I have my own preferences. I like tomatoes, beans, cilantro, onions. Not necessarily the best food for breath, but it's just it's got protein and a little avocado. There's some fat there, and there's no pre-processed salsa or any sugars or anything other than just the plant carbohydrates that are there as well. And so it has a balance of protein and some fat, which is good for inflammation and hormone regeneration. And it doesn't tend to wake me up at night. I don't have a problem with onions. Some people do, but that's just one example. That's my example. You have to figure out what works for you and what type of snacks that you have a preference for. But I just really encourage you, as you're, coming home from your holiday party or you're putting the kids to bed and you see that plate of treats on the counter and you realize that you're exhausted and you haven't slept well all week, just understand that cookie, that macaroon, the list of delicious holiday treats is nearly endless. Just really take a hard look at that and see if you could maybe defer that to a different time. And I'll be sharing in an upcoming episode about when carbohydrates can be consumed, not with abandon, but much more freedom, and actually has the potential to improve weight loss. It's all about timing, and as I mentioned in the previous podcast, it's chronomorphologic manipulation, or biohacking, if you will, about timing nutrient intake for a specific goal, whether that's muscle growth, weight loss, spot reduction. It's all possible, or at least potentially possible if you do it right. So I'll be sharing more about that in the upcoming episodes and on the free webinars. So I look forward to talking to you tomorrow on Project U episode, I guess we're up to 40. So as always, thanks for your time. I hope you've got some value from this. If you want to share a review on iTunes, that'd be fantastic. I'd be much obliged. And there's tons of free content on the blog at mitchellmd.com. You can sign up for the webinars there, and some free courses as well. So I hope you're having a fantastic week, day or night, whenever you're listening to this. I'll talk to you soon.